103 seconds is a lifetime for Josh Allen. What did you think about the way your defense handled that moment?
Nothing cheap. Keep everything in front. Protect the sidelines. Make the clock run. And we always tell the D-line 1 sack and it's over. And Huff came up big. We got the holding penalty, which was huge. And 2 plays later, we get the sack, that fumble, which took an enormous amount of time off the clock. I don't know. It was interesting. I felt the calm, like there was no way they were going to cross the 50. So there's something about it. I felt our D-line was ready to roll. Our back end, the stadium, it felt right.
This defense is outstanding at all levels, but you guys are also embracing the moment. When you need a big play, a momentum-changing play, it's happening. You have the Whitehead interception there in the red zone. Von Miller comes up with a huge strip sack. Sauce Gardner has the answer on the other end. Jermaine Johnson, first time back in the lineup. 1st and 10, 50-yard line, looks like they're gonna go in and take the lead. He comes up with a monster play, and then Huff ends it for you.
Yeah, we always talk about rushing coverage, and if everyone's playing high-octane football and everyone's foot is on the pedal and we're playing as best as we can, someone's gonna make a play. And that's kind of the philosophy of the defense. You just keep everything in front, make them go the distance, nothing cheap, no freebies. And if they have to dink and dunk their way down the football field and go 10 to 15 plays, good for you. You did a good job. You're not going to be able to do that all game. And we've got a lot of talent. Like you said, at all 3 levels, someone's going to make a play. The scheme is very sound. And it allows those guys to play as free as possible and as fast as possible, and they're doing a really nice job with regards to communicating and understanding how offenses are trying to attack us.
You talked about Bobby Masrodi after the game. You embraced him. What did you say to him during that moment?
You just a big old hug. He's always right there. He's he's one of those guys. There's a lot of people in this building, a lot of people in this organization, ownership included. You talk about our team president, Jaime, who've been here from the beginning, and so they've seen the lows of lows, the highs of highs, and been here for 2 years, so I don't know the history. I know playing against it, but you never really know the history until you're entrenched in it, and so just try to show empathy or sympathy in that matter for the people who have been before me, and Mastrodi's just one of those guys.
You've worn the coordinator shoes before. What can you say about the jobs that Brick is doing defensively and LaFleur is doing on the offensive side of the ball?
Yeah, Mike, LaFleur's doing a really good job. You just think about the O-line and how much shuffling it's had to go through over the course of the year, and credit to Joe and his staff to continually bring in dudes that can make it work. But between Mike and John Benton just making this thing work and getting guys where they need to be, and continually just keeping their heads down and staying true to the principles and trying to find ways to make it to create an offense that is digestible for the guys who are being asked to run it. And then on the defensive side with Albrecht, man, they've been doing phenomenal. Obviously, to get them playing as cohesive, because when you get a lot of new faces, it's a little difficult. But to get them playing as cohesive as our guys are playing right now in such a short amount of time is pretty cool.
I'm getting some San Francisco 49ers vibes by watching you guys. Just the style of ball. Yeah, I'm thinking about the dominant defense, the way you guys getting after people on the offensive line, running the football. You see it all coming together like that.
Yeah, I was talking with Kyle Shanahan last night, and we were talking about he was just, it was like it reminds us both of 19 when you just saw a bunch of young guys starting to believe that they're pretty darn good and that they belong. And obviously we're not putting ourselves in the Super Bowl or anything, but it's just the feel of a bunch of guys discovering how good they can be, and so the confidence and all that stuff, and our style of play, obviously, just from a defensive standpoint, like we talked about, and then offensively, just understanding what works, and from a schematic standpoint, playing hard, being very multiple, but at the end of the day, it comes down to the run game and moving people off the ball, imposing your will, all those different things, and the quarterback getting the ball where it needs to and moving the sticks. But we're young, and so it pops off the screen. There's just a lot of excitement when success is happening. They're not jaded enough yet. So there's a lot of young. That's the fun part of youth, is when you start to see youth believe in itself, it gets pretty cool.
What did you like most about your quarterback last week?
he did a lot of good things in New England. There was, like I said it before, there was about 4 or 5 plays where it just went haywire. And if you don't have those 4 or 5 plays, obviously you got to count them all. People would say he had an unbelievable game against New England. And I feel like he transferred that over to Buffalo, and Buffalo is one of the top 5 defenses in football. He got the ball where it needed to, with high percentage throws, and he converted 2 third downs with his feet, which is huge, something that hadn't been happening before. And if he can get 2 or 3 of those, that's big time. And he took care of the football, and so. Really happy for how he bounced back, and really expecting him to continue to find ways to get better like he has.
We talked last year about if they didn't think you were good in the National Football League, they'd give you an early bye. Now you get a bye in Week 10. You're 6-3. What did you think about the spot this year? And also, what kind of message did you have for the guys?
You always want a middle of the season bye. This is especially followed by a Thursday night game. I think that's as perfect as it gets in my mind, because you've got this bye, come back, get beat up for another 4 games, and then you get a mini bye with the Thursday night game right around the holiday season, which is awesome. So that part's great. But the league doesn't really show you respect by bye weeks. They show you respect by national games.
There you go. Well, you might get flexed down the line here.
Who knows? Kind of like the 1 o'clock game, so we keep our routine.
Yes.
But no, it's with regards to the bye week, you just want guys to understand it's not a time to go sit down and do nothing. It's not a week off. It's just, like I've said, it's just a breather. It's a chance for you to get out of the building, get away from one another, get away from your coaches, get away from this place. But wherever you are, you stay connected by taking care of your body, eating correctly, consuming all the things that you need to consume, whether it's both mental, physical, and making sure that we're staying connected to our workouts and our regen and all that stuff for this week. Because if you just go and do nothing, I read a quote a long time ago that 7 days without activity makes 1 week, WEAK. And so if you think you're just going to go sit down and then kick it back up, you're in for a rude awakening. And so hopefully our guys take that challenge, and wherever they are, make sure that we're doing a great job staying connected.